Welcome to the GibbsCAM 5-minute demo. Today we're going to show you about chord height on your models and how it affects your file size. You can see I have three parts on my screen here, a very small part by 0.1 by 0.2, a larger part 20 inches by 10 inches, and I have a standard curved vise here. Now depending on your preferences that you've set up in Gibbs, your chord height will affect how your models come in. The normal default is 10 thousandths in there. To me, that's a little too coarse to bring in. Computers are fast enough nowadays that you don't need it quite that coarse. So change that to 1/1000th and click Apply. That'll bring in most average size parts and make them look pretty good. Now, since I've already brought these parts in, it retains the old chord height. I'm going to zoom up this area here, and you can see it doesn't look too good. It's a little bit chunky here on the corners. Not very good. I'm going to right-click and click on where it says Show Properties. It's going to show me the properties of this model here. You can see the chord height is 0.1. Okay, a little too coarse. I'm going to change that to 1/1000th. Click Apply. And you can see now the model looks much better. Okay. Do not change it to 1/10,000th for an average size part. All you're going to do is increase the file size by quite a bit. Let's look at this little part here. You can see that also looks pretty bad here. We're going to change that one. You can see it's about 0.1. Let's look at 10,000ths in there. Still not too good looking for that small part. 1/1000th. Pretty good. Let's look at 1/10,000th. Now maybe on extremely small parts you could change that to 1/10,000th, but average size parts I would not do that. It will increase your file size quite a bit. Now let's click on the vise here, both pieces, right click, this time go to Show Properties of Selected. You can see it shows both the bodies here. I'm going to change that to a fixture, and for most fixtures, average size fixtures like a curved vise, I'm going to keep it at 0.1. because we're not going to be cutting the vise and we don't want to increase our file size too much. And this vise looks pretty good even at 0.1. I'm going to save this. If you look at your part here, you can see it's about 50 megs, 51 megs. Okay, pretty good size part. Now one reason why file size gets so large is because when you bring in a solid model, a lot of times you'll rotate it, duplicate it, translate it, rotate it, a myriad of things, and that increases the file size because Gibbs keeps a record of every move you make with a solid. And we can see those moves by right-clicking on the body, clicking on Show History. You can see I rotated this part quite a bit. If I look at the vise, same thing, the rear jaws quite a bit. And let's look at this little part here. You can see I've done a lot to that as well. So if you're done moving your parts around, your solid models, and you have them where you need them, then clear the history out. Now you can clear the history out of every solid model on your screen quick and easy by just doing Control-A, which is shortcut for Select All. Right-click on any of the models, go down to Clear Histories of Selected, and it's going to give you a warning saying this isn't undoable. You can't do a Control-Z or an undo. That's okay. Just click on Yes. You go back and look at the history again. You can see there is no history. It's just the standard model you brought in. Let's do a save again. And if I look at my file size, now it went from about 51 megs down to 10 megs. So you can save a tremendous amount of time saving and working on your part and your file size by learning how to clear the history and learning how to use chord heights properly. It'll increase your speed at which it renders and your file size when you save, and reduces file size. Thanks for watching the GibbsCAM demo.